So snap your fingers, baby, I'll come running.
Hey Snappers, what's up? And welcome back to my channel.
So snap your fingers.
Alright guys, so for today's video, it's going to be very different from the rest of my other videos. This is actually going to be a story time video. I've never done anything like this on my channel, so this is very exciting. I am so excited to tell you guys the weirdest, craziest, wackiest stories that have ever happened in my life. So yeah, let's get on to the first story. Alright guys, so for this first video, it's going to be about the time I saw a snake with my grandmother and my brother, and it was just us three. We were all traveling together to go see my cousins for Christmas, right? And we had just gotten done with that, so we were taking our suitcases, and we were going through the garage. I decided to set my suitcase outside of her car, like behind her car, where the trunk was open. And so on my way back, I noticed that there was a snake, like coiled up in like this area right here. It was coiled up right there, right near the step into the house, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like at first I thought it was fake, you know, and then it started moving, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a snake. And so my grandmother was about to come out, and I was like, Nani, Nani, so that's what we called her, and I was like, Nani, come here, I think that's a snake. And she's like, she looks at it, she's like, oh, it looks fake. And then it started moving. She's like, oh my god, it's a snake. It's a snake. What are we gonna do? It was right near the house, right? It was right near the door, and we did not want it to go in, but the door was wide open. We were like, oh gosh, we gotta think of something fast, fam. We gotta think of something fast. So my grandmother's like, okay, just make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And then she called my cousins, because my cousins had school at the time while we were leaving. We were missing school for that day. My aunt was driving them to school. And so my grandmother, Nani, she decided to call, and she's like, guys, there's a snake here, there's a snake. And all they can hear is just like yelling in the background, because it's like moving around, and oh my gosh. So we found in the garage these golf clubs, right? We take it out, and we try to move the snake like out of the garage, because the garage is open. And so we're trying to move the snake with these golf clubs, right? My brother tried doing it first, and I was like, wait, let me do it. So then I picked it up with the golf club, right? I picked it up with the golf club. It's like hanging on either side of the golf club. And I'm like trying to move it and drag it out, and then it ended up flinging somewhere and slithering behind this huge mirror, this huge round mirror. I don't know why it was in the garage, don't ask me. But it was like this huge round mirror, and it was on the side of the garage, right? And it decided to go inside of this jacket, like this black, huge jacket. And so I'm like, well crap, how are we gonna get it out of there, you know? Like, how am I gonna do that? So I tried moving it out of the black jacket, the huge black jacket, and it slithered, and I was like, oh my gosh, Nani, help. So Nani was like trying to hit it out of the garage, and same thing with my brother, and we're all just like trying to whack it out of the garage, and then it just slithered out and was gonna come back into the garage. But then we were like, no, get away, get away. My brother and my Nani were like trying to move it out of the garage. It was the funniest story ever. To this day, I still remember that story very clearly. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed that first story, and now it's on to the second story. Alright guys, so this next one is about my cooking. Now, let me just tell you something real quick before I tell you this story. I am the worst cook, like, known to man, okay? Like, I'll burn anything, like ramen noodles, like the easiest things you guys could think of, I will burn. I'm gonna tell you the first story of my cooking. So, I was like in 5th grade at this time. I was hungry, right? And I was like, I'm craving some bread. I'm craving some bread. And my dad had no bread other than frozen bread. So I went to the freezer, right? I took out this loaf of bread, took out this little roll from that loaf of bread. I put it on a plate and microwaved it for 20 minutes. Keep in mind, I was sick, so I didn't really think straight. But still, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm just gonna freaking microwave it for 20 minutes. Like, it's gonna burn, fam. So I put it in there for 20 minutes, right? And I'm sitting on the couch. Here's my couch. Here's the microwave. Right here. We have 2 microwaves, one here and here, but I was using this one. And so I was sitting on the couch right here watching SpongeBob, and I smell something, like I smell smoke. And at the time, my dad was upstairs showering. So I was just sitting on the couch, you know, chilling, like watching some SpongeBob, and I smelled smoke. I turn around and there's a huge puff of smoke coming from the freaking microwave. I'm like, oh my god, my dad is gonna kill me. That's the first thing that I thought, and I was like, oh my god, I should have been watching it. But I didn't, because I was dumb and I was in 5th grade. So, so I go over there, I open it, I burn the plate so bad, like we couldn't use that plate, and the bread. The bread was as hard as a rock, like that's over with. I'm talking about the plate now. The plate was so burnt. It was the worst thing ever. Like my dad was so mad. He's like, how did you burn the plate? Like now it smells like smoke in the house. And I'm like, like it was not good. Alright guys, so that was the second story, and let's go on to the third story. This was on like a Friday night after school. This was like a year or so ago. I don't really remember. It might have, I think I was in like 8th grade, so this is probably a couple years ago. My brother, my dad, and I all decided to go watch a movie because like it's a Friday night. Let's go to the theater. Before we were going to watch the movie, I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Harkins Theater, but we went to Harkins. Right next to that, they had Blue 32 at the time. They don't anymore, but they used to. So we went into Blue 32, and we were eating and stuff and having a good time. I had like my chicken tenders, so I was all fine. We were all sitting there eating, and after that, we decided to go watch a movie, of course. After the movie, my dad had realized that he doesn't have his key to the car. And this theater is pretty far away from my house, keep in mind. So if he doesn't have the key, we're gonna be walking for a while. And keep in mind, it was also like 12 o'clock at night. Like, it was late. My dad's like, oh crap, I don't see my key anywhere. Like, I don't know where I might have left it. And then he remembered we went to Blue 32. And it's so late now that Blue 32 is closed. So we can't go check there. And now we're just stuck with my dad, me, and my brother. We're locked out of the car. We can't drive that. So my dad's like, I guess we're just gonna have to walk, because my phone was almost dead. His phone had died, so we couldn't call anyone that he knew to come pick us up. And at the time, I didn't have that many friends. I didn't really know many people other than my mom, and my mom goes to sleep early. So like, she didn't answer. And so we were screwed basically. We didn't have anything. We didn't have anyone to go ride with. We just started walking. We just started walking home. About halfway there, I had a good idea of running, right? So we're running now. I'm in the lead, my dad's behind me, and then my brother is last. And so we're all running, right? Running and we're running because we want to get home. I love my bathroom time, and I can't go a day without taking a shower or getting ready for bed. So I was like, we have to get home. I guess it looked like my dad was trying to kidnap me and my brother was trying to save me. And we were running across this crosswalk, and this person was watching us, I guess, and I was like running, and I was like so like sad and like upset that we had lost the key and everything. So the person, I guess, called 911, right? So they called 911, and we're running. I guess whoever called was like, oh my gosh, I see this girl, she's running, and an older man is chasing her, and then her brother's coming after her trying to save her or whatever. The police comes by and they're like, excuse me, you need to stop. And then we all stop and we're like, wait, what? Like, what happened? Like, this was after like a block of running. And he's like, what's going on? I got a call that someone was trying to kidnap someone, and we look at each other like, what are they talking about? Then my dad's like, oh, it might have looked like I was trying to kidnap my daughter, even though she's my daughter, I'm not kidnapping her. It might have looked like that because we were running. Heather was in the lead, and then Tyler, my son, was in the back behind us. So, but no, we're all good. And he's like, oh, okay, you guys are fine then? My dad's like, actually, do you mind giving us a ride home? We were still really far away, and it was like 12:30. The policeman was nice enough to go drop us off at our house. But we didn't realize that Dad's key had, like, it had all the keys on it. So we couldn't unlock the gate to get into the house without his one key that he left at Blue 32. That left us with no house either. So then my dad's like, let's go walk to a hotel near here then, and we could stay there. So we go and we walk. And this is like taking a while, guys. Like, so we had ice skating lessons the next morning. I don't think we went because we were so exhausted. It was like 2 o'clock by the time we went to bed. That was literally the most insane night of my life. It was not good. It was not good. But it's all good now because I'm back in the house. We got our car back, and yeah, we're all set. But yeah, on to the next story. Alright, so this next story is actually going to be my very last story. So, this one's interesting. My cousin recently just got into town and had a baseball game. And so we went there, and that's a little bit of a drive, like a half-hour drive away from my house. So we drove there, we didn't eat anything. There was no snacks there. We were just watching him play baseball for a good half hour to an hour, I think. And afterwards, we took photos together, you know. And on the way home, we were like, why not just stop somewhere to eat? Like, I'm so hungry, my brother's hungry, and my dad's hungry. So we're just like, all right, yeah, let's do it. We decided to go to Subway. And so we stop at Subway. I order, my brother orders, and my dad orders. We all have our sandwiches. We're about to drive away, right? This group of girls, like 5 or 6 girls, walk across this like mini crosswalk to Subway, and they look over and they see me, right? And they're like, oh my god, that's Heather Farley, that's Heather in a snap, and they're like pointing, and I'm like, what? Like, this is insane. Like, it was the coolest feeling ever. I had my dad stop, I got out, I went around, and then I was like, oh my gosh, hi, it's nice to see you, and I gave them like a hug, and I was like, how are you guys doing? And they're like, we're good, can we get a photo with you? So I got a photo with one of the girls. She was so sweet. I'm pretty sure her name was Molly. So shout out to you, Molly. You were so sweet. I love you guys. It was so nice for her to say hi to me. Like, that was so sweet. She's like, oh my gosh, I love you. Can I have a hug? So I gave her a hug, and then I was like, yeah, no problem. Love you. And so then I went back in my car and we drove away, and my dad's like, that is insane. I'm like, I know. Bottom line is, for this story, I just wanted to shout you guys out. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been liking, commenting, and subscribing. Like, we're up to 76 subscribers now, guys. Like, that's great. Thank you. And if you guys ever see me, like, outside, go say hi. Like, don't be afraid. I'm more than happy to go take a photo with you and say hi to you. Yeah, that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys liked this new kind of video. If you want to see more different kinds of videos like this or more story videos, don't forget to like and then comment what else you guys want to see next on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your whatever day it is for you, and I will see you guys later. Take it easy, guys.
So snap your fingers, baby, I'll come running.
Wait.
So snap your fingers, baby, I'll come running.